Hey everybody, it's Christine Ernst, the fat ass cancer bitch, coming to you today from the Cozy Writing Cottage. Per usual, this is the 194th installment in my weekly Saturday stories. Thanks so much for tuning in. It's been a quiet week. The katydids are back, if you've been paying attention. Those at night, that noise you hear, that noise, those are katydids. They're little teeny green bugs who have no business making such a loud noise, but they're here, and it's like the harbinger of back to school. There is no sound to me that sounds more like the dread of going back to school. So this, I don't know, late August, it's a nice time when summer is not over, but you can feel the fall to start to stretch and look around. More on this in the coming weeks as I enter my pumpkin spice part of the year. It's been a quiet kind of week, but I met some really interesting people, including an artist who I learned has 5 children between the ages of 14 and 21. Yet she is the most chill woman. Unflappable, funny, with an almost zen-like demeanor. She calls her parenting style laid back with a side of strict. She talks just like that, in that cadence, like it's like deliberately slow, like the pace of her life is super chill to manage the chaos, I guess. And her guiding principle for parenting 5 children between the ages of 14 and 21 is I'm not raising bums, which is, she says she reminds her children of this daily. I'm not raising bums. And she recommends, as parenting advice, she recommends cultivating a close friendship with an absolute disaster of a person so that you always have a cautionary tale to refer to when you're talking to your kids. And then I had another meeting with another artist, absolutely not chill, not in a bad way, but kind of a, she was like taut, like a violin string. Polished and shiny, sophisticated and smart and very New York and probably Rome and Paris too, and also probably very flappable. I found myself a little jealous of her very white teeth and her amazing career and how her woven artsy clutch matched her shoes perfectly but did not look over-contrived or curated. This is a real skill. She is a very successful designer, and it was sort of energizing to talk to her about her work. I wasn't jealous of that. It was just kind of one of those people you meet that they're just kind of makes you sit up straighter, and it was kind of galvanizing to talk to her. Like, oh, I want to do something nifty too, and I want white teeth like that. I'm going to get myself a little woven clutch just like that. That kind of stand-up straight energy. That's what she possessed. And then I met a really nifty guy who collects and restores really old books. He once found an 800-year-old piece of music inside the binding of a 400-year-old book. Like, what a discovery. He also scored a signed H.G. Wells first edition from a bargain table at the Strand. Like, whoever does that. And just the other day, he bought a book from the 1500s that he's going to restore and sell for like $20,000. Like, wow, how do you fall into that kind of stuff? Really, really deeply fascinating. I now follow his podcast. I love meeting people and learning their stories. Ooh, nothing better. In an age where Google easily makes us all amateur sleuths, FBI profilers, voyeurs, we do not know enough real stuff about each other. The baseline is easy to elicit or Google. Where are you from? What do you do? How many kids do you have? Hobbies, pets? I want more. What's your middle name? What's your favorite ice cream flavor? What's your favorite pair of shoes? Who was your favorite elementary school teacher? What's your favorite movie? What's your favorite piece of music? What'd you have for breakfast? If you were an animal, what would you be? These are the questions. This is what I want to know. I want the good stuff, the real stuff. How are we connected? Where do we overlap? This is how we make meaning of our lives, right? I teach a writing gym every Saturday morning, and the motto is the stories will save us all. It's true. It's so critical. This is why I'm here telling stories. Like, hopefully my story, you're going to hear some of your story and my story. It's going to be recognizable. It's going to make us all feel less alone and fucked up. Like we get inside our heads like, ugh, I have this story and it's so weird and wacky, and surely no one else feels this way, right? Oh my God, get in here. Tell me, if you were an animal, what would you be? So the other night we were all sitting around the kitchen table catching up and laughing and eating Trader Joe's chocolate bars. And we started talking about this guy, a total stranger, really, someone we don't really know, but often joke about because it's easy. You know, that dorky friend of a friend of a friend who is easy to make fun of. That guy. We were talking about that guy. Not maliciously, just casually. Same difference, my friend. Offhand, like, no harm. Really, it's just too funny. We made the usual snarky comments and then looked him up for fun. What's up with the haircut? He's so weird. What's the story there? Let's find out more. Google. Just a few clicks and we find his address, his prior addresses, his hobbies, the market value of his home, his socials, his CV, his letters to the editor, his college, his awards and accolades, his 5K race times, you know, just the regular intel. Fun facts. Turns out he and I share the same birthday. What the hell? How did I not know this? Not that I should know everyone who has a birthday on July 20th, but he and I share the same birthday. Wow. He was also born right near the place where Michael was born. Like, what are the odds? And then because I'm such an excellent sleuth, voyeur, let's say stalker, thank you. I found his parents' obituaries. Now, you may already know that I love to read obituaries. Perfect little stories encompassing a person's whole experience, so much between the lines, so much in the naming of their grandchildren, so much in what gets listed first. Are they listing like their board affiliations and their career arc, or are they listing their loved ones and hobbies and things that they love to do first? So much to interpret and infer and understand in such little space. A good obituary is a masterpiece of loving tribute and economical word count. Truly lessons for good writing. Ironic, I know. His mother died a long time ago, and his dad passed just last year. He is an only child, and he wrote both obituaries in the first person, which made them so tender. They were beautiful, honest, so forthcoming, so in-depth, but so lovely and a little heartbreaking. Replete, whole, moving stories of their lives, as well as so much of his own life in relation to their lives. They were a very tight unit. I cried to read them. I learned just some of the story of a man that I had reduced to an anecdote. And oh, how I love to reduce men to anecdotes. You could just ask my first husband and a former boss or two. But this guy, we have the same birthday. This guy that I used to make fun of so easily. I'm not going to do that anymore. We are everyone we meet. We are everyone we meet. Look for the overlap. It's there. Someone you like to make fun of, someone you don't like even, someone you hate. I have to imagine Trump as a baby, which sometimes helps. It doesn't absolve him of any of his heinous behavior, but it helps me understand the pathology at least. Oh. So, thanks for tuning in. You are beloved. Come as you are. Find a light today, this weekend. Don't be the absolute disaster. Or maybe Google an absolute disaster. Maybe they're not an absolute disaster. Maybe you just assumed. Maybe it suited your narrative that they were an absolute disaster. We are everyone we meet. Take that in your weekend. You are beloved. They are all beloved. See you next week.